Hey, we're live, guys. I'm Jeff with eBay Addicts, and today my guest is Millennial Prophet Adam. How are you doing today, bro?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience in case they don't know who you are. Tell people who you are, where you're from, and tell them what it is that you do.
So my name is Adam Collins, and I am from Columbus, Ohio. I am a full-time reseller. I graduated college 2 years ago from Ohio State, and I've been reselling on the side in high school and college and decided to just give it a go full-time. And that's pretty much where I've been at lately.
Okay. Now, so you live in Columbus, Ohio. You're a full-time reseller. Now, I kind of get to the whole backstory here. First of all, let me say hello to our people. We're live in the chat, so I wanted to say hello to Jen's Closet Gems. She says, hello, Jeff and Millennial Prophet. Can't stay, but want to wish you have a good live and happy Friday. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. So I don't want to spoil the whole thing. I'm a recent subscriber of your channel, but what did your parents think about this? Like, were they just like, man, Adam, you need to go get a real job somewhere. You need to go work at the Foot Locker or get a job at McDonald's. I'm sure they weren't pleased when you're just like, I'm just going to sit home and list items and sell stuff on eBay. Were they supportive of it, or were they just like, no, you need to get a job? So tell
No,
us this whole story of how this came to be, because you've been reselling for a long time, right?
yeah, no, that's a great story. So my parents both have always like resold on the side. So they kind of taught me how to fish in this aspect. I've been reselling since I was like 12 in like sixth grade, just side hustling it. But they both wanted me to get a real job. I never even had a like drive-through job or anything in high school. I was able to make enough to pay for gas and everything, pay for college, everything I could do. And I told them I was going to go for it full time. In Ohio State, you can get any job you want pretty much out. They'll set you up with any job. So they weren't too happy that I didn't take advantage of that. But I was like, you know what? I'm doing like 30, 40 grand while I'm in college a year. Why not try to go for a full year at least, give me, and see if I can make six figures at this and scale it up? And kind of happened. And now I'm helping my dad too. And he's retired and he's now basically just selling on eBay and doing pretty well himself too.
Okay, and so are you do you have your own place right now, or are you still living at home with your
No,
parents?
I still live at home with my parents.
So, guys, if you guys don't know, Adam is still a young guy. How old are you? 23, right?
25.
25. Okay, sorry. I thought for some reason
I
yeah,
was
you just had a
23.
birthday.
Yeah, I just turned 25 like a week ago.
Right. So if you guys don't know, if you're not a subscriber of Millennials Profits channel, he went from starting his business with $100, $100 in your pocket, and now he just recently bought a Tesla. Did you pay cash or did you finance it?
I financed it. The interest rate was like 1.9%. So I was like, why shell out all that money when I can go invest it elsewhere? So interest rate that low, you're not going to really pay that much. So it just made sense.
Okay, so we got to get into this. So you've been reselling essentially since you were in sixth grade. Is that correct?
Correct.
So talk to us, tell us this whole story of how this came to be, because most people, when they're in sixth grade, they don't even have money to even get into reselling. And if they do, they're taking their money and buying, going to the movies or buying video games or, something that's not reselling related. So what is it that piqued your interest, and what did you do? You just like, hey, I have my jar of allowance money and I'm going to take this money and invest it. Like, tell me how it came to be.
So I had saved up about $100 from tours and everything. And like I said, my dad he worked at Nationwide. He was always selling on the side, usually the hot Christmas toy. So around like September, October, November, he's picking up these Wii Fit boards when they came out. I don't know if you remember that. The little like balance board that came with the Wii Fit when that came out, or came with the Wii. And he's picking these up for $90 each and flipping them for like $200 on eBay. And I watched him do it and make a couple $1,000s and was like, I know I'm only in sixth grade, but I need to get in on this. So I had him set me up an eBay account. I sold mine on his eBay account because you can't have one that young. And so we went to the store and I got my first one and flipped it that day and just kept flipping that initial investment. And then later that summer, I ended up paying a couple friends from school like $20 a piece to come with me so I could get even more Wii Fit boards. And that first summer in sixth grade, I turned $100 into $1,000.
And so you just keep flipping this money over and over and over. If you guys don't know, Adam recently posted a video where he made like $7,000 in sales gross just over the weekend. So, so you kind of remind me. You remind me a lot of my little cousin. Just the way that you talk, the way that you hustle, and the way your energy, man. So just keep it going. Let's say hello to a few people here in the chat. Sal's HQ is here, says salute panel in the chat. I wanted to say hey to the Flippin' Sports guy is here. And I wanted to say hey to Ethan Williams is here. So if you guys have questions for our guests, drop it in the chat and we'll get to it. So at this point, you started out with $100 and you started buying these Wii Fit boards and you turned your $100 investment into $1,000. So then what did you do with this $1,000? What happened to that?
So back then we had it was like a embroidery place, but they're not around anymore. And they would make new era hats for the whole country basically and ship them out to all these lid stores and everything. And they would have extra runs. So they'd run off 5 or 6 extra hats than what they needed. And then they'd sell them in the store for like $2.50 to $5. So I took that money and I bought a bunch of hats and apparel and stuff from this place and flipped it to even more. And I that's why I'm in like everything behind me. That's all pretty much hats. I've always been like big into hats because of that. Now I do like PJ Maxx and Marshalls and everything, but that really started, that was a really cheap investment, not much in the cost of goods sold, and it doesn't cost much to ship a hat. So that's why that's my bread and butter.
Yep. So you like hats, you do clothing, and I've been watching you online. You sell a lot of shoes as well, right? I saw you flip some cleats and things like that. So you want to talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'll go to Marshalls, Burlington, TJ Maxx. Burlington's my best, probably. Also Ross. We have a couple of those. And right now, cleats are big. I do a lot of basketball shoes. I was telling him before the live stream, I actually just went to Meijer like 20 minutes ago. And that's a grocery store in the Midwest, if you're not sure about that. But they had buy one pair, get a pair free. So I just loaded up on a bunch of Adidas shoes there. But yeah, really anything, clothing, hats, shoes, anything I can make a profit on. That's just the area that I know most. And lately I've been getting a lot into swimming pools, which is way out of my element, but there's tons of money in it.
All right, tell us about these swimming pools. Tell us all about it, because if you guys don't know, man, everything ever since we had that lockdown, it's been like people can't go to the public swimming pools, so it's kind of like they have to go buy their own. And then believe it or not, there's actually people that will rent a swimming pool for a day or an afternoon or a couple of hours just to try to have their own swimming pool for them and their kids. So if you can get swimming pools, they're like a commodity right now. So tell us about it, because you've been hustling and killing the game as far as selling swimming pools. That was one of the items that you sold to made $7,000 in one weekend. So tell us more about these swimming pools.
Yeah, last couple of weekends, I would say my numbers have been pretty inflated from normal. I probably do usually like $1,500 to $2,000 on the average weekend now, but they're obviously going way up because I'm selling 4 or 5 pools a weekend, and I'm finding them at Big Lots. Kohl's is stocking them online. Walmart's stocking them in store and online. So I joined the Cook group, and I've been able to find a lot of them through there. That's actually how I found out about it. I joined the Cook group in like December, and I didn't even know. I found out about pools last year when it was like September. It was too late. And then our Cook group was stocking up on them the entire winter. So Walmart would have like a 14-foot oval pool for like $192 in December. Now when Walmart stocks at $500, or it goes for $1,200 on Amazon and eBay. So I think there's always going to be a market for pools. Obviously, the demand is way higher than the supply this year. But I think if you stock up on some swimming pools in like the winter when they're that low and then just sell them at retail, especially I've been doing a lot of Facebook Marketplace deals. I mean, cash deals are obviously the best in this game. But I definitely think there's always going to be a market for swimming pools. It's just huge this year.
Yeah, I saw you on your video where you met that lady and she paid you like $500 for that pool. So
yeah.
So you were able to flip it pretty quickly. But yeah, man, definitely if you can meet up somebody locally and get cash and not have to pay eBay fees and not have to do shipping, that definitely adds up. So, but tell me a little bit about how your business is run right now. How many items do you currently have listed? Because I know you have 2 eBay stores, you sell on Amazon, and then you also have you sell like on Facebook Marketplace and sell locally. So explain a little bit more about how you run your business.
So I have about, between my 2 eBay stores, about 2,000 items, and then everything that's on Marketplace and Mercari and all those is kind of just cross-listed from my eBay store. And on average of those items, I probably sell 20 to 40 items a day on there, and I try to list I try to list probably 40 to 70 new items a week. So kind of just keep it rolling. Again, you probably know this with the eBay algorithm really loves when you list new stuff consistently, constantly revising listings and everything. So that definitely helps. But yeah, I don't know how big I want to scale this up from where I'm at now. I think I'm at a pretty comfortable spot because it takes up quite a bit of time. A lot of people see the final numbers and they don't see the work that us resellers put in behind the scenes. They just see that money and they want it. But I'd say I'm pretty comfortable where I'm at now. 2,000 is pretty good. Maybe get up to like 3,000 by Q4, just because, anything can sell in Q4.
Yeah, that's the thing I talk about is that, when being a reseller, that you're either going to run out of time to list items, you're going to run out of space to store it, or, you're going to have, issues with storage, space and time. That's pretty much it. You're either going to run out of space, you're going to run out of time, and then you're going to run out of capital resources to reinvest back in your business. So how much money do you say that you reinvest back in your business to buy more merchandise?
That's a good question. I'd say probably 50% of what I get back, and I stash the rest away. I either invest it or I keep a savings account too. Obviously the market's a little crazy right now, so I'm not I'm usually big into like investments and stuff, but right now I'm being a little cautious because I can kind of see this isn't a stock market video, but I guess I'm kind of going off on that. But I can see the market's probably going to go down at some point, so I'm stashing some money away so I can hopefully clean up there. But no, I'd say 50% is about what I put back into my inventory.
Yeah, well, the thing is that you live at home with mom and dad, with your parents, so you're able to save a lot of money versus a traditional person. I had a guy email me the other day, and he says he pays like $1,700 a month in rent. So since you're not having to pay $1,500, $1,700 a month in rent, you're able to take that money and reinvest it or save some money away for a rainy day. Let me say hello to a few people here in the chat. I wanted to say hey to Mod Hayden, says this guy is the truth. I wanted to say hey to my buddy Steve from Resell Dojo is here. We got Rescue and Resell is here in the chat, says hey guys. We got Danny is here. Pika Resellers is here. And I wanted to say hey to Annie is in the chat. So if you guys have questions for our guests, drop it in the chat. We have to get to the question. I'm sure someone's going to ask me. We got to find out. Tell us a story about what happened with these PS5s, because it was in like the video. It was like it's a thumbnail of the video. So people are going to ask you, tell us a story about what happened. Did you get them like before launch? Tell us a story.
So I got this was like March, I believe. And this was also another cook group. So Best Buy and Target and Walmart stocked PS5s the same day. And I was able to somehow get 2 of them from Best Buy. Later that day, I got that were both pickups. So I got a digital and a disc version. They would let you get one of each. So I picked those up. And then on Walmart, I was able to get one of each that same day. And then, the next day was not Target. It was Best Buy again, restocked. And I ended up getting 2 more that I went back and picked the next day. So I ended up getting 6 in a 2-day span. And I mean, those things they're going for more now than they were then. I feel like they just keeps dropping less and less stock. But definitely if you can get your hands on those. I know a lot of people probably hate on it, but we're just hustling to make some money. That's all it is.
Well, everything is about supply and demand. I was just talking to Adam before we went live, and I was showing him, for example, I'll go buy a Blu-ray at the Dollar Tree for $1, and then there will be the market will be flooded because this particular item will drop, and then I'll just wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. So the people that are selling theirs for $5.99 free shipping or whatever, I let them sell out, and there's only a limited number of supply of these that they're going to make. And once they're done making them, that's it. They're not going to make them new, sealed in the shrink wrap anymore. And then once the other people sell out, then instead of selling mine for $5.99 free shipping, I might be able to mark mine up for $14.99, $19.99 plus shipping. And because, I'm the only guy in town that still has it, and there's only a limited number of supply of these that are ever going to be made. And once they quit making them, that's it. So that's pretty much the way the whole name of the game is. It's all about supply and demand. So if the supply is low and the demand is high, and you happen to have a product that people want, they're going to be willing to pay up for it. Like when we were on lockdown, there were a lot of items like cleaning supplies, masks, gloves. There were a lot of items that people just couldn't get anywhere, and they were willing to pay up for them. So I don't really think there's nothing wrong with you going out and buying a PS5 and reselling it, because it's not like you bought 10,000 of them. You bought like 6 of them. And if you wanted to resell them and make a profit, good on you. People don't understand that when you spend money on the merchandise, if that item doesn't sell, you have a lot of money tied up in that merchandise, you know? So it's kind of like, if it falls and it falls flat on your face, like, you know, the egg is going to be in your face. You're the one that has the money tied up in this merchandise. You're the one taking the risk, you know? So that's kind of what it is like being an entrepreneur. Like, you're willing to put your time, your energy, and your capital up front to make a return. And if you make the return, great. If not, you know, it's not the end of the world. You know, tomorrow's another day. So let's say hello to a few people here in the chat. We got Rescue Resellers here. My buddy, the Flippin' Accountant, is here. It says, smash the like button for these two awesome guys on the screen. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. If you guys aren't subscribed to our guest here, Millennial Prophet, all his links are down below for YouTube and Instagram. You go by and check them out. We got a question here from Frank. He says, what's up with drop ship in your opinion? So you want to tackle some of these questions? We'll hit the first one first.
Yeah, so I have done some drop shipping in the past. Not right now. Right now, I'm fully into pretty much pool season for the next like 2 weeks. But I've done a lot of drop shipping from Walmart to eBay. Big reason why I do Walmart is their stock is a little more steadier, I'd say, than Amazon is. Amazon goes in and out of stock on a lot of stuff. Walmart's not great, but if you get one of their products, it's not bad. So one of the main things I was drop shipping during the pandemic, it was another shortage. It was pet clippers. So they couldn't go in to get their dogs groomed, so they needed pet clippers. And Walmart had these pet clippers for $29.99, and I sold over 100 100 clippers for $60 each. And I would net about $14 because you weren't having to pay the shipping or anything, just the fees on it because you're sending it directly from Walmart to them. And usually they'd get it like next day because I would send it from their Walmart to their front door. And another perk to that is I got the Walmart credit card, so I got 5% back on every single purchase.
Right. So it sounds like you have been planning ahead. Yeah. I don't do a lot of drop shipping. I made a video, I don't know, about a month ago where I talked about having a secret drop shipping business. And I would go and buy one item from the Dollar Tree, and then I would take a picture of it and post it online on eBay, take a picture front and back. Like, one of the items I bought with this, there's like some wooden blocks, like little travel size Jenga game. Mm-hmm. And I would pay it, I'd buy $1 and I'd pay $1 for it. I'd buy one copy of it. Then I'd go home, take a picture front and back, post it on eBay, and then put quantity of 3 or 5 in the listing. And then whenever one would sell, I would walk across the street to the Dollar Tree, pay $1 for it. It would probably sell for $10, $11 or whatever. After the item sold, then I would pay $1 for it, put it in a 6x9 padded envelope, put a shipping label on it, and ship it out the door. Because, like I said earlier, you're going to run into 3 problems. You're either going to run out of capital, you're going to run out of time, or you're going to run out of space. So this way, it doesn't take up a lot of space. I can essentially use a Dollar Tree as my warehouse, and they keep all the merchandise in stock. There's probably 5 of them within 10-minute radius of my house. They're open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And I would just do something like that. Another example is they had these little beach balls. They were like these blue glitter beach ball things. So I bought one of them for $1, came home, put on the listing that I had a quantity of 2 of them. Some guy bought 2 of them for $10 a piece. So I took his $2 and turned $2 into $20. Plus he paid $5 shipping. It was very small. It was lightweight. It fit in a 6x9 padded envelope. Put a shipping label on it, shipped it out the door. So that way you're essentially doing drop shipping without, you're still directly controlling everything. You know, I'm not putting that I have 50 or 100 of them in the listing. I might put I have 2 or 3 or 5 in the listing because I can run across the street and go grab them. There's literally a Dollar Tree right across the street from the house. So there's ways to do it if you're willing to hustle, you know. So let me catch this question here from Frank. He says, hey, Adam, when you buy from your local Marshalls and TJ Maxx, are you tax exempt? He wants to know if you have one of those, I think it's like a reseller card where you could get tax exempt. Could you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I do. I have, it's called a vendor's license in Ohio. I do have one. I don't always remember to use it. Sometimes you get caught up. And if you are in a state that allows that, make sure at your Marshalls or TJ Maxx, you can either sign up, I believe, online in some states or in person. Just ask them, and they will help get you a card that will help you get tax exempt if you remember to show it to them.
Yeah, not all places accept it, but it's basically the concept is that you don't pay tax up front, and then whenever you resell the item for a higher price, they want you to pay more taxes because the item's being sold for a higher price as opposed to, you know, let's say you bought the item for $10 and now you're selling it for $100. Well, they can get more sales tax, more tax revenue off the item selling for $100 as opposed to $10. But yeah, you can get one of those certificates here. So the Flippin' Accountant is here. He says, hey, Adam ships out 50 items in a weekend. Seems like you're killing it. He has a question. He says, what is your favorite platform to sell on and why?
That's a good question. Last month it's been Amazon because of pools. It's been crazy, but I've been brought up on eBay and literally always used eBay. So that's my favorite platform, but definitely Amazon is growing on me. The only annoying thing with that is obviously, lots of stuff is gated, or if it's not, the company's just after you to get your product off there with an IP file, which is annoying. But yeah, I'd say my favorite platform is eBay. That's where I do the bulk of my sales. But obviously, you're not going to get the quickest sales like you do on Amazon. Some things go for higher on each platform. So I'm just glad I'm on all different ones. But I appreciate that. That dude's killing it too. Follow the flipping accountant. He's killing the game as well.
Yeah, he's been taking off. I think he just hit 6,000 subscribers recently, and he's growing. So for sure. See that says, oh my gosh, is that the Millennial Prophet? Yeah, man. Pretty soon, man. Once your channel takes off and once you hit 1,000 subscribers, people are going to start recognizing you. You're going to be out in public and they're going to be like, hey, I know him. I recognize him from somewhere. So this is something that I really want to talk to you about, man. Tell me about the pallet game, because you have been buying pallets of merchandise. You chop them up. You're buying stuff, wholesale prices. You're chopping them up, selling them off individually, and you've been making pretty good profit doing that. I've seen you sell some jerseys, some flags, some other items. Tell me a little bit about how this whole pallet game works in case somebody wants to get into it or they're kind of on the fence. Like, tell them, like, if you have any ways, recommend, like, where you would go look for merchandise. You got to subtract your cost of goods, all that. So talk to me a little bit about that.
So definitely a good place to get in the pallet game is locally. If you just Google search liquidation pallets in your city, most cities, even small cities, have them. Here in Columbus, we have like 10 or 12 of them. I have like one or two go-to places. You're definitely going to get stuff the cheapest there because you don't have to pay shipping on it. It's just in-house there. But if you don't have one of those or you want another place for good inventory, I use B-Stock Solutions a lot. You can go to private sellers, and a lot of people will just auction off smaller lots of things like 50 to 100, or you can buy up to a truckload on there. You can buy 5 pallets, 1 pallet. I mean, it's really in all different quantities. So that's a lot. That's a great website to use. You do need a vendor's license or reseller certificate, whatever you want to call it, for B-Stock, but those aren't that hard to get.
Okay, yeah, and so when you're buying these pallets, what is that you need to look out for? Because I think sometimes people get caught up and they say, hey, the MSRP says it's, $5,000 worth of merchandise on this pallet. And then you get there and you're looking at it and you're like, there's not even $500 worth of this merchandise on this pallet that you can actually resell, because some of the stuff that's on this pallet is maybe Amazon customer returns. It's stuff that's dinged up. It's like a scratch and dent sell. Some of the stuff is like shelf pulls. Some of the stuff is still in new condition. Some of the stuff, it's like, you kind of want to get there and kick the tires on it to make sure it's in good shape. So what has your experience been with doing this?
Yes, you definitely want to do your due diligence on the pallet. You don't want to just buy it because they say the MSRP is 10 times what you're buying it for. So the way I've always done it at the local places is usually like the ones I buy are like Amazon shelf pulls. So they'll be like 5 feet tall by 4 by 4. And you can kind of dig around the top. If I can see that I can make a third of my money back in the top foot, then I'm usually going to take it. Sometimes I found all my money back in the top foot, and then you just don't know what's underneath. As for online, they usually will on B-Stock break down the whole manifest. So even if they say what the MSRP is, you can look everything up on eBay, Amazon, wherever you want to sell. So if you can see you can make 3 times your money, I'd say go for it. That's usually what I do.
Yeah, guys. Also, if you can't, either you don't have the space for an entire pallet, or you don't want to drop $500 or $1,000 on a pallet of merchandise, you can get wholesale lots. So what I've been doing lately is that you go online on highbid.com. The last website, the last auction I won, I think I spent $97 total out the door, and I ended up getting like 400 to 500 DVDs that were new in the shrink wrap. So if I would have just sell them for $10 a piece times, let's say 400, that's $4,000 worth of merchandise for $100. So you're looking at getting a 40x rate of return on your money. And, if you go look on HighBid website, I'll drop the link down below in the comment section. But if you go look on this HighBid website, you can look, and the people you're bidding against are only people locally that live in your neighborhood. And it's usually done with like a local auction company. And what they'll do is they'll get a whole pallet of merchandise in, and then they'll chop it up and to put it in 5 or 6 different lots, as opposed to selling a whole pallet of merchandise. And so you can get stuff for pennies on the dollar. I mean, when you're getting stuff for less than a quarter a piece and it's new in the shrink wrap and they don't make it anymore, it's kind of a no-brainer. And they have all type of merchandise there. And you go in, you get a username and password, you log in, and then you could just start bidding on merchandise. I mean, I've seen stuff sell for as cheap as $5 and $10. And anyways, once you win the auction, you show up there. You can a lot of times they'll have all your information. You can pay with your debit or credit card online. You get there, they'll have the stuff set up. And then when you get there, you show them on the phone, say, hey, I bid on lot 881 or whatever. You get there, you load it up in your car, and away you go. So I would check that out as well. Like I said, it doesn't have to be DVDs. It can be whatever it is you're looking for, but you can find good deals there as well. So let me say hello to a few people in the chat. I wanted to say hey to the Cap guy is here in the chat. Wanted to say hey to Mel back from Burnout all the way from Australia. You guys haven't checked out Mel's channel, you should check it out. And I wanted to say hey to my buddy Topher is here, Hyphen Gold, all the way from California. So if you guys have questions for our guests, drop it in the chat. One more thing I was going to say is if you guys look on eBay, believe it or not, you type in the items that you're looking for and then type in wholesale lots. So for me, I would type in, Blu-ray wholesale lots. And you can win auctions online and you can get a whole wholesale lot and you can get this stuff for a quarter, 50 cents, $1 a piece. Like for an illustration, I won this wholesale lot and it was 1,000 CDs and I paid, I think it was $3.89 or something. So I'm in them to 40 cents a piece. They're all brand new in the shrink wrap. If I could turn around and sell them for $10 a piece times 1,000, you're turning your initial $400 investment into $10,000 worth of merchandise, and you're picking it up, very, very cheaply, very inexpensively. So it's a similar concept. Instead of you're saying, hey, I don't have space, I don't have time, I don't have capital to invest in a whole pallet of merchandise, you can still get a wholesale lot, have it shipped right to your door. So Adam, I kind of wanted to talk to you, man. What are some tips or tricks or advice you could give somebody? Because you're still a young guy at 25 years old, but you've been doing this for a long time. So what are tips or tricks or advices that you can give some of the people watching or that catching the replay?
I would say a lot of people want to try to start too fast and just buy too much. The biggest advice I give to newer people that are in this game is only buy things that have good sold comps that you know is going to sell probably within a month of buying it. Once you start to build up more capital, you can take more risks and wholesale lots and everything like that. But definitely, and I also tell people to source in the areas that they enjoy. Like I enjoy sporting goods, hats, apparel, stuff like that. So I know it's worth. If you're trying to source in areas of stuff that you don't know, you're not going to know it's worth, and you're going to waste a ton of time trying to look all that up and know what it's worth. But if I see this hat right here in the store for $10, I know I can sell a Cincinnati Reds American flag New Era hat for $26 on eBay because I'm just knowledgeable in that. So just find an area find an area in the store that you would buy stuff in and try to see if you can find some deals. That's my biggest advice.
Yeah. All right. And then you find deals, and I feel like you need to reinvest your capital back into your business to buy more merchandise. So talk to me, Adam, and what is your goal? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? Like, if I could hit you up in 5 years from now and you're like 30 years old now, where do you see yourself in the future? Like, what is it that you want to do? You have your YouTube channel. You have your 2 eBay stores. You're selling locally on Facebook Marketplace and Amazon. Where do you see yourself maybe in 3 to 5 years from now?
As far as YouTube channel, I'd love to be at 100,000 subscribers. That would be awesome. Not sure how possible that is, but you never know when a video will blow up or anything. So who knows? And business wise, like I said, right now I'm good just maintaining where I'm at. But I could definitely see myself hiring a friend or someone in the future. And I was actually looking at a warehouse earlier today. It came on a huge plot of land. And I'd love to own storage units or something like that I could make income on every single month. Something like that would be great, property of some sort, but definitely maintain over the next couple of years. And then probably 3 to 5 years, I'll probably have a bigger warehouse with more inventory and maybe an employee or 2 is probably my goal.
Yeah, that would be cool. So talk to me a little bit about your plan reselling the stuff. I was really interested lately in watching a lot of videos on buying shoes, buying cleats and things like that from Ross and Marshalls, TJ Maxx, things like that, Burlington Coat Factory. Talk to me about how this whole thing works, because you'll find a pair of shoes on clearance. Maybe it's $15, $20, and then you turn around and resell them for $60, $75, $80, $100. Talk to me about how that's been going for you.
Oh, it's been going great. My turnaround time on shoes is not bad. I really only buy the ones I can double or more. I definitely leave some on the racks that I shouldn't. But what I really like about shoes is you can find a lot of basketball shoes that will sell over $100, and on eBay, you don't have to pay fees on athletic shoes over $100 now. They're trying to take out StockX and GOAT in the shoe game, so it's pretty big there. And then as for cleats at Burlington right now are like $16.99, and you can get a pair of high top Nike Hirachis for $16.99 and sell them for like 75 bucks. Now, if you wait 3 months, they're not going to go for that because people are buying football and baseball cleats now. So cleats are big right now. And if they stock them in a couple months, I'll probably buy them to hold because you don't really have to sit on much on $17 to turn it to 75 when the seasons roll around.
Yeah, and what I like about it is if you get something, let's say if they're all the same size, let's say they're all size 10, you just have to make one listing. And you can make one listing and say, I've got 5 or 10 of these in stock, as opposed to taking a dozen photos and doing 5 different colors, 5 different listings, 5 different sizes. You can just walk in and say, okay, I've got 10 of these, size 10. You go home, you make that one listing, and then you're done with it. And like you said, anything that's over $100, you don't have to pay fees over it for these athletic shoes. So what is like your strategy? You go in there, you just start scanning barcodes, or what is it that you're looking for? Like, would you go walk by and say, hey, this one says $100 MSRP? Is that like a flashing red light? Like, hey, scan me. Like, tell me what goes through your mind when you walk in there and check this place out.
So I really just look at for golf shoes. Golf shoes go really well. They're 25 and they sell for over 60 all day. So I'll look for golf shoes, cleats, and then any type of Nike shoe. I'm going to look up any Nike. Most Adidas I'm going to look up as well. Like usually the uglier the shoe, the better chance it has to sell, I've found. So I found these like ugly purple shoes the other day. And the way you look them up is in the tongue, because each shoe size has a different barcode. So usually scanning the barcode, a lot of eBay sellers don't put the barcodes in, so that's not going to help. So you type the code, which will be like MQ7111 - 3 other numbers. You'll type that into eBay and then go to sold, and you'll see all the comps. Everyone will put those codes in there. So I found these purple shoes, and there were 4 of them, and they were $60 each. And I saw the solds were anywhere from 110 to 130. So I decided to just 3 of them were the same size. I just put them up at 110 because I wanted to move them quick and I didn't have to pay fees on it. And some guy bought all 3 pairs that same day.
Great. That's awesome. Now, I got to ask you this. You got to talk to me about your $6,000 weekend and your $7,000 weekend you had in sales. So go ahead, because I would be remiss if we didn't talk about that. So go ahead. Let's dive into that. Because we're going to try to condense your whole 30-minute video into like 2 minutes. So let's see if we can make that happen.
Let me see if I can find. Oh, I found it. I got my sheet that has all my numbers on it over here.
Let's go. Let's make it happen, bro.
So I sold 83 items for. Oh, that's the wrong sheet. There we go. That's the right one. Yeah, I sold 83 items for $7,353, I believe. And I did $5,000 on Amazon, about 2,000 on eBay. And then Mercari and Facebook Marketplace, I did like 100 on Mercari and a couple hundred on Marketplace. So the big thing was I sold I think 6 or 7 swimming pools, which I packaged up in that video. The smaller ones, I like selling the small swimming pools on Amazon because they're super easy to ship. The big ones and anything under 150 pounds, I'm going to ship. But yeah, I'm just super blessed with the way my weekends have been going. And like I've said, those numbers are way higher than they will be probably once I'm out of the swimming pool games. But I'm looking to do another big weekend this weekend. I got a couple more pools to unload, so we'll see how high I can get that number.
All right, now if I called you up and I said, "Hey, Adam, I'm not making nowhere near $7,000 in sales in a weekend. What am I doing wrong? Like, do I need to list more items?" Because you talked about in one of your videos is that maybe people need to get outside of their niche, outside of their comfort zone. So if they're used to only selling hats or they're only used to selling certain type of merchandise, maybe go outside of your comfort zone and try new things, right? So talk to me a little bit about that. And if I hit you up and I'm on the phone and I'm saying, "Adam, I'm really not making nowhere near $7,000 in sales this weekend. What do I need? I can't even make that in a month, let alone a weekend. What am I doing wrong? Help me. Give me some coaching." What would you tell me?
Yeah, so I just started solely selling hats after the Wii Fit boards. It was literally all hats for years. And then I got into apparel. So I just slowly started to build out. And then it's only been like a year since I've started getting into shoes. So who knows where that will take me. And then I joined the cook group, like I said, in December. And I think if you've got the capital and you can find a good cook group, it's definitely worth it. You can get a lot of those be on the lookout items and really make fast money on that. Now, a lot of those items are higher price. Like we had a coin, a Mickey Mouse limited edition coin come through the other day, and I got 3 of them at 100 a piece, and they're selling for about $250 on eBay. Not a lot of people have $300 to throw around at something, but if you do, you can definitely make some money there. But yeah, definitely just expanding your knowledge. So like I said, I only did hats. That was an area I knew about. I knew about shirts and shoes. I just never went to them. I was just comfortable in hats. So like you said, just get outside your comfort zone and just source in areas of the store, like I've said, that you know, but maybe you haven't gone to yet, because there's literally money to be made in every single department. Everyone just has their own niche that they go to normally.
Okay, now on your YouTube channel, you say that if you like money, subscribe to my channel. What else is it that you're doing besides reselling that you make money on? Is there anything else that you could kind of drop some gems, drop some knowledge on us while we have you on the live stream?
It's a good question. Like I said earlier, I invest a lot of my money, but it's mainly in like Roth IRAs, those type of things. But I've actually been in crypto for like 5 years now, so I have built up some money there. Other than that, reselling is about it. I used to be pretty active on social media and make money like selling shirts and stuff on there, but then I just wasn't making a ton there. So I just focused all my time on reselling, because I figure you might as well focus your time towards what you're making the most at and what's most fun. And this is most enjoyable for me right now.
Now, I have a question. Have you bought and resold jerseys? Because the other day, for example, I was at Ross and I was just looking around and they had some jerseys there. It was like $15 for these jerseys. And maybe I could sell them for 30, 40, 50 bucks on eBay. But the problem was it was like a player that doesn't play for the team anymore. It was like get a Gallinari jersey for the Thunder. And like he's already left the Thunder and I think is playing for the Hawks now. So it's like I didn't know if I wanted to go drop $15 on this jersey. And I was like, well, they're not making it anymore. And I'm just like thinking like, well, you know, it's the NBA playoffs. Maybe someone will buy it. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend the money and be stuck with it. So can you talk a little bit about that? Have you bought and sold jerseys before, like, you know, at Ross or Marshall's?
Yeah, I have. Ross isn't, like you said, it's normally all like old players at Ross, but I did last year. I stumbled upon, well, he's not on them anymore. I got a bunch of Sam Darnold jerseys. Luckily, I unloaded all those before he got traded, luckily. But not the best player, but when you get a jersey for $15, a stitched Nike jersey, you can get at least $50 for that if they're still on that team. Burlington, I get a lot of jerseys at. They've got a lot of soccer jerseys like Premier League, like Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, all those. And those don't have any names or anything on the back. They're just Puma or Nike. So those are the jerseys I like the best because they mark them at $15, and sometimes you can get anywhere from $60 to $90, and they'll sell quick.
Okay, yeah. So we talked about shoes, we talked about cleats, we talked about jerseys. Now tell me when you're buying pallets, because some people are kind of gun shy about buying pallets of merchandise. So when you're there and you're in person, you're walking around, you're kind of kicking the tires, you're looking at these pallets. What is the big determining factor when you're like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger and buy it and see what happens versus, you know, maybe there's 10 pallets here, right? And how do you determine which one you want to buy and all the other ones you want to pass on? I want to kind of get to that because this is in your wheelhouse. This is what you do. So you can kind of help us out in this area.
Yeah. So if it's a pallet that's like saran wrapped, like I was saying earlier, if it's one that's like up and down that you can reach in, if I can find my money back in the top or half my money back in the top, I'm going to buy it. If it's one that's saran wrapped, there's a lot of these that got the Best Choice products. They got Amazon, eBay returns on them. I don't usually like to deal a lot with returns, but usually you can tell if the box is still like factory sealed. So I want to look for that. But on those saran wrapped ones, like the one I bought the other day, the Amazon one, I saw probably like 5 or 6 brand new gazebos, and those were anywhere from 80 to 100 on eBay. But we had that huge garage sale, and we blew out like 5 or 6 of them at like $50 cash a piece. So I like to see that I can make at least half my money back in my site, because then the rest is like, okay, worst case scenario, I just break even on this, which has only ever happened to me on one pallet, and I've probably bought like 30 different pallets. So if you can see at least half your money, like where you can see, because a lot of the pallet it's in the middle or it's underneath. You can't see everything, but if you can see half your money, I say go for it. And it's scary at first, but you just got to get your first one, and it's a thrill. It's really fun because you literally have no idea what you're going to get. I had this one that I thought was like an all Funko Pop palette on top, and we got to the bottom and it was straight electronics. It was Asus laptops, projectors. Like that one was ridiculous.
Okay, cool. Let me say hello to BK from the Rockies this year. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. And my buddy Kelly Reseller Louise is here. So I want to talk to you a little bit about your YouTube channel. Tell me what inspired you to start your YouTube channel. If I come by and check out your channel, what am I going to find on your YouTube channel? And what is it that you see your YouTube channel going in the future? Like, what kind of content you want to produce? You're like 100 away from 1,000 subscribers. So it's like, I think that somehow or another, I think that YouTube's algorithm, like once you cross this threshold and you get over 1,000 subscribers and your channel's monetized, I feel like they start recommending your channel more, and then they start sending you more traffic because they're like, hey, we can make money off Adam. Let's send him some traffic now. So talk to me a little bit about your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so I was inspired to start my YouTube channel mainly because like doing this job when you're doing it by yourself and everything, it gets like really lonely. But I also wanted a way to be able to help people and show the world like what I'm doing, not to brag or anything, but to try to inspire people and show you can make money outside of a normal 9-to-5 job. I'm not telling anyone to quit or anything. You can do this as a side hustle. But I really just made it to help, and I ask people to leave me comments or whatever, what videos they want to see, because I just want to help. But yeah, we're like 105 subs away from 1,000. I'm super excited. I only had this for like 6 months now.
Yeah.
I got lots of cool content coming. I've got a whole book full of ideas for everyone, and people keep giving me more. So definitely check out my channel, and I appreciate Jeff for having me on.
Yeah, man. So rumor has it that you're going to be doing a giveaway once you hit 1,000 subscribers. So tell everybody about this giveaway that you're doing.
So I'm going to probably give away like 4 or 5 things. I'm going to give away some reseller boxes of just inventory that is sitting in my death pile. I mean, it's not bad inventory. It's good inventory, and it's going to be free because it's a giveaway. I might give away some gift cards and stuff. I don't know. I haven't nailed it down yet, but when I hit 1,000, I'm going to do just a 1,000 subscriber video and announce what I'm giving away and how you can enter.
Okay, awesome. So you're going to be doing a giveaway as well. I'm going to be doing a giveaway as well, probably in the next week or so. So stay tuned to that. So Adam, so you're going to be working on your YouTube channel now. As a full-time reseller, what is it that you spend the most time on? Listing, sourcing, shipping? Like, tell me about how, because you're dropping a video today and it's like a day in the life of somebody, like what a reseller does full time. So tell us, what is it like, what you do behind the scenes, because people see this big number and they're like, hey, I want to make $7,000 in a weekend, but they don't know about all the work that you do as far as like when you list an item on eBay, then you're promoting the listing, then you're shipping, you're taking photos, you're posting items. Like, it's not like it's on autopilot. So tell us about it.
Yeah, a lot of people see that number and they think it's super easy. Oh, I just go to the store, list stuff, and it sells. I'm usually waking up at like 8:30 in the morning and sometimes going all the way till like midnight, just absolutely grinding. I like to do a lot of online sourcing, see what I can find in clearance sections online. You'll see that in my video that drops in like an hour. I'm showing you exactly what I do on a normal day. Now, some days I can take off and go golfing if I want to because I don't have a real job. But most days I'm going to grind it out. And I would say the thing I do the most is probably shipping right now. Sourcing's up there. Sourcing is the fun part, but I'm pretty quick at it now, in and out. I know what sections of the stores I want to hit. But shipping definitely takes up a couple hours of every day, especially with pools. I had shipped 3 pools today, and it took like an hour to package them up. But it's worth it at $500 profit a pool.
Okay. All right, now how do you stay motivated? Because right now I get a lot of messages, a lot of comments of people saying we're in the summer slowdown and stuff's not selling for me, and I'm just like, bro, just keep hustling, just keep listing items, and it may not sell today, it may not sell tomorrow, but come September, October, November, December, this stuff's going to be flying off the shelves. You just got to keep listing. So seems like to me, because I don't know you, I just now met you today on the live stream, but how are you to stay motivated and driven to keep working when you don't feel like it? When you're making sales, it's great. You can keep listing because you're seeing an immediate rate of return on your investment. But when you're not making sales and you're just like, bro, I'm listing, I'm not seeing any sales coming through. Like, how do you stay motivated? And do you have any tips or tricks or advice if somebody is just like, they're like, anytime now, some sales are going to happen. They're like shaking their eBay app. What would you tell them?
So a lot of times when I'm having slow sales, which normally summer, you're going to slow way down. I just got to, like you said, I try to tell myself I'm just stacking inventory for Q4 because we all know anything can sell in Q4. And where was I going with this? So I'm stacking up that inventory for Q4, and I just want to tell. Oh man, I had a good train of thought. What was I going to say?
I'm not in your mind, bro. But yeah, what I was going to say is that if you're in summer slowdown, you can keep listing. You could run a sale in your store. You could do a markdown sale, maybe run 10% off on items in your store. You can list more items. You could do promoted listings. There are some things you could stimulate it to kind of generate more traffic to your store. But do you have any other advice you could help somebody during summer slowdown?
I was going to say, whenever I'm having slow sales, I try to cross list a lot of my eBay listings to Facebook Marketplace and Mercari, because those marketplaces, like, stuff can sell really fast. Now, if it doesn't sell right away, it's probably going to get buried and you got to like relist it to get it to the top. Unlike eBay, you can kind of just list it and forget it. But if I'm having slow times and I just want to try to pump some sales and get some stuff out the door, I'll just cross list it on other platforms, and it can really help because it gets your items in front of a lot more eyes.
Yeah. Now, Adam, this is one of the things that really stood out to me when I checked out your channel. People think that, making this number of making $100,000 a year is this some like, mythical number. No one can make six figures a year. Statistically, 9 out of 10 people don't make six figures a year. And you're a young guy and you make, you said you make around $100,000 a year in your reselling business. So when you talked about in your video, I think you said $100,000 a year divided by 365 days is only like $274 a day or something like that. Is that correct? So talk to me about that. If some of these people were just like, dude, I make 30 grand a year at my job. I don't make nowhere near 100 grand a year. These guys are crazy. There's no way. No one's making money like that. What would you tell these people? Talk to me a little bit about that, because I feel like me and you were on the same playing field, because I was actually going to put out a video the other day about, hey, how you can make 100 grand a year. But it's not easy. It's like we can, it's like we can give you the fishing pole, but I can't go out and catch the fish for you. Like, I can give you all the knowledge, information, inspiration, motivation, but I can't go out here and, knock somebody out like Mike Tyson would. Like, I can't go out and do the work for you. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I made that video because I had gotten so many questions, and now I can just send them to that video, because I literally just show a step-by-step of how to start from beginner, go to side hustle, and go up to full-time reseller if you want to. Now, like you said, it's not an easy process. It's a long process, but $274 a day, you would think $100,000 is more than that. It's really a lot. And one thing I try to tell people on that is you just need to keep, like we said earlier, you just need to keep flipping that initial investment. And a lot of people they want a lot of quick flips and everything. I've noticed Cook Groups has caused that for some people. They think they got to sell something within like a week of getting it. But to do $274 a day, you have to have inventory to make those consistent sales. So you can't be afraid to sit on inventory. That's one of the biggest things I stress in that video.
Yeah, guys, look, it's $273.97. So it's all you need to do is if you commit $274 a day of profit. I think the problem is some of us are programmed to work 9 to 5, and they think, oh, well, today's Saturday, Sunday, I could take weekends off, right? I'm like, where does it say that at? It's like, It says God created the heavens and the earth, and he only took one day off on Sunday, and he created the whole universe. So if you didn't create a whole universe, you don't get 2 days off. You need to be out here hustling. You need to be working. You can't just sit back and relax and think everything's going to run on autopilot. You got to be the guy that's out there getting it. And money it's like a form of energy. And if you put out that energy into the universe, it's going to come back to you. But like you said, you're going to have to keep listening. You're going to have to put a bunch of inventory in your store in order to do that. So anyways, we had a great time hanging out with you today, man. Tell everybody where they can find you at on YouTube and Instagram so they go by and check you out.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at millennial_profit, and then on YouTube, just Millennial Profit. I appreciate you for having me on.
Yeah, for sure. Let me say hey to a few people in the chat. I wanted to say hey to Mel from Back from Burnout. He says, you're doing great, Adam. My buddy here, Cali Reseller Louise, he says, yes, cross-listing is a must. eBlitz Reseller Solutions says, hit the like and subscribe to their channels. Yeah, for sure. I have all his links down below. If you want to go by and check them out. Kelly Reseller Louise says he just subscribed. He said he's number 899. And Mod Hayden says, very insightful. Need to have this guy on regularly. Yeah, man, this guy has got a wealth of knowledge, but more than your knowledge, I just like that your work ethic where you're just like, I don't want to just, give you a fish. I want to teach you guys how to fish and show you what I'm doing and what's working and show you what's not working. Because there's sometimes you bang your head up against the wall, you try things and you're like, all right, that didn't work. I'm not going to do that again.
Right.
So anyways, Adam, go ahead and give everybody your final thoughts, man, and we'll let you go, bro.
Yeah, so first of all, I want to all the glory is to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I wouldn't be here without him. I'm just truly blessed to be able to do this as a full-time job, and I really thank you, Jeff, for allowing me to get on here. Hopefully both of our YouTube channels can blow up over the next 2 years. Maybe we can help each other out. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on, and best of luck to everyone with sales.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Once you cross 1,000 mark threshold, it's gonna happen. I already see you're already having 400 or 500 watchers. Like all it takes is one viral video, right. And once this video goes viral, it's like everyone you're gonna be like a household name. Everybody's gonna know who you are, bro. So just keep hustling and doing your thing, and hopefully in the future I'll have you back on next time, and you're gonna tell me how you had 1,000 subscribers, and you could tell us how you did it. All right. So you guys have a great weekend. I will see you guys tomorrow. I have the Heart Pickers are going to be on tomorrow on Saturday. So we're going to hang out and learn a thing or two from Ronnie Hart. He will be here tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. So I will see you then. If I don't see you then, you guys have a great weekend. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.